Happy Monday, folks, and welcome back to WWE Network and Chill, where every single Monday I, Graham GSM Matthews, break down all the original content I watch on the WWE Network. But before we get to today's episode, just a few quick news and notes from the past few days and going forward. We had a busy weekend here on the channel on Friday, #AskGSM episode 199 went up a bit later than usual, but I had Noah on, my good friend at NJWade_, so check him out on the show. Great hour-plus episode. So check that out when you can. Yesterday, my videos from the NXT LOL live event that Noah and I went to from Sunday went up here on the channel under live reactions. Today, obviously, WWE Network and Chill. Tomorrow, I'm talking an NXT TakeOver show. I think TakeOver Respect. And then on Wednesday is episode 200 of #AskGSM. So a long time coming, big milestone episode. And to commemorate the occasion, we're going live for the first time ever, not only in #AskGSM history, but for the first time in the history of this channel too. So it's going to be big. I forgot what the link was to the website, to the video for the big episode 200, but it is here on the channel. I've tweeted it out before. I will tweet it out again today and tomorrow, and of course on Wednesday. We go live, save for any last-minute errors or bug fixes and shit like that. We will be going live at noon Eastern Time on Wednesday, September 27th. So save the date, save the time. It's going to be big. Start sending in your questions now. I'll be trying to call up a few people, try to get them here on the show, some quick cameos. But let's talk about what you guys came here to see, or hear rather. WWE Network and Chill. Today we're talking Season 2, Episode 3 of Total Bellas that aired last week on the E! Network last Wednesday. This episode entitled, Who's Your Mama? So anyway, the Bella Twins kick off the episode by walking the red carpet at the Oscars. Afterwards, they Skype with Mama Bella and Winston. Really nothing much more to it than that. We get a recap of Nikki Bella's feud with Natalya, where Natalya beats Nikki in a Falls Count Anywhere match to wrap up that program, which I really wasn't looking forward to when it first started in late 2016, but it turned into a damn good feud. I thought the brawls they had on TV were really good. The matches were damn good too. That Falls Count Anywhere match I thought was great. In one of Nikki's best matches ever in WWE. I mean, not saying quite a ton, but I thought it was a really good match. Nikki admits to enjoying working with Natalya and looking forward to her next program. That's kind of the one of the subtle subplots of this episode is what's next for Nikki Bella on the road to WrestleMania. We already know, but she does not yet know as of this recording. John Cena visits Brie. He visits Brie and Brian's home for the first time ever, which I find very hard to believe. I think they found their own place in an episode of Total Divas a few years ago, and for as long as Brie and Brian have been together and John Cena and Nikki Bella have been together, Cena's never been at Brie and Brian's new house in Arizona, which I find, again, very hard to believe, but they're kind of nervous as to what they'll think of the house, as to what John Cena will think of the house, if it's too small, because they do admit that their house is like 1/3 of what his guest house is, like the size of his guest house, which does not surprise me whatsoever. So Daniel Bryan, he and John Cena talk outside. He contemplates not going to WrestleMania at the risk of missing the birth of his new baby girl, Birdie Joe, which we do not know the name of by this point. And I don't think he was at WrestleMania. It was a quick comment from Bryan. They didn't really go into any more detail about it. I know this is building to the season finale in a few weeks on episode 8 or whatever it is of WrestleMania weekend and Brie giving birth, which was a few weeks after WrestleMania. But I don't think Bryan was at WrestleMania weekend this year, and that was that was obviously why. So Nikki, when she's at Brie and Bryan's house, she admits to missing Winston. Now, Winston was the dog I think they got on Total Bella Season 1. Now, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I know the episodes are up on the network, which I'll probably review at some point. But Brie and Bryan have Josie, their dog, who they've had forever. And Nikki and Cena got Winston. Now, they really couldn't take care of it. They were away all the time. Cena doesn't really like dogs. So they gave the dog away to Brie and Bryan for them to take care of. Nikki really misses Winston, so remember that. That's kind of the theme for this episode. The other theme for this episode is that Brie and Bryan go into a registry, which I had no idea. Honestly, honest to God, I had no idea what the fuck a registry was until I kind of got the idea that it's where you put your shit on a list, what you want from your wedding or from, not from your wedding, because they got married years ago, but for baby gifts, like people going to their baby shower, what can I get these guys, blah blah blah, I'll cross it off the list, that's what I can get for them. So that's what they do. So they go to shop for baby furniture and see what they want. So I know nothing about babies or kids or some shit like that, so I had no idea, honest to God, what a registry was. Going to show what an idiot I am. But anyway, so they go to shop for baby furniture, And Bree is like, she wants more than Brian does. She's kind of a shopper, I mean, to say the least. She likes a lot of stuff, and Brian wants to be more modest with the purchases of people for the registry. So anyway, Bree wants to throw Nikki a party, which JJ hears about and then tells Nikki about, and calls it a women's empowerment party. So Bree's just trying to be nice, throwing Nikki a party after all that she's done for her. Excuse me, my phone just went off. But Nikki wants no part of it. Once she hears about it, she feels that it's a pity party, and that with no purpose, it feels like a pity party. Like, I know I've done a lot for you, but throwing me a party for the sake of it because, well, in Bree's mind, I mean, in her defense, I see what she means, that she wants to do something nice for Nikki. But at the same time, she's merely throwing her a party. And in her words, like, she comes out and just says it, that she wants to throw her a party because she knows that she's never going to have what Bree has with marriage and or kids. So that's kind of shitty. That should make Nikki Bella feel bad. So I do not blame Nikki whatsoever for not wanting to be a part of that. Brian judges Bree for wanting way too many things, like I talked about before. Brian feels that they don't need certain things, like the baby monitor and stuff like that, that it's just way too expensive. One item on there was like fucking $400. Why would you make someone that's coming to your baby shower pay for something so expensive? I have no idea. But Bree just wants a lot of stuff, and Brian makes her feel bad, as he should. I'm on Brian's side, here, that they don't need that much stuff. I mean, Bree, I know her background and her lifestyle and whatever kind of, in her mind, she's justified for buying these certain things or wanting to get these too many things. But Brian just is not from that same walk of life, so I could see where he's coming from here. So anyway, Bree talks to Lauren. Lauren eventually finds out that everyone knows about her marriage being in the shitter with JJ. So Bree encourages Lauren, to go to therapy. JJ doesn't want to do it. He talks about that they did therapy when he was a kid because his parents split up when they were very young, and he had a lot of bad experiences, and that he just wants no part of it. So he admits that later on. Not here, but I think I kind of got ahead of myself here. But Lauren does feel that he's giving up on the marriage, even though it's been like a few months and they already had a kid 3 months ago, that he's giving up, which I don't think is the case, but we'll get into more of that later. So anyway, Cena and Nikki go out to eat, and Cena talks to Nikki, or Nikki asks John, what do you think? When you hear about this pity party, or she doesn't really say pity party, but she tells John about this party that Bree is planning to throw for Nikki. Now, what do you think about that? And Cena confirms to Nikki that it's pretty much a pity party. That's exactly what it is. Otherwise, why would you do that for someone? I mean, again, doing it out of the kindness of your heart because of all that person did, that's great and all, but doing it because you know that person will never get married or have kids is kind of fucking shitty. So Cena encourages Nikki to tell Bree to stop, to not do it. So John's got some great advice here. Simple, short, and sweet advice. So Nikki confronts Bree about it, and Bree wants to know that a night is all about her. But it's just, Nikki doesn't really feel that way, that she doesn't want the party. She feels that it's for the wrong reasons. Bree knows that Nikki, she knows her inside and out, obviously, they're sisters. But Bree wants Nikki to know that this night is all about her, and that it's not about anyone else but her, and because that's what she knows, that she enjoys attention, she appreciates attention, but that's why they're doing it. So before they can even finish the conversation, Winston starts puking at Bree's house. So he pukes, they clean it up, and Nikki takes Winston home with her when Bree and Brian aren't there. Or no, I think Bree agreed to it. I forgot what they had said. I think they said, okay, I don't think she would have, kidnapped Winston. But Nikki brings Winston home, and because Nikki is his mother, according to Nikki, whatever, because she was Winston's first care holder, whatever. So anyway, John Cena goes to host the Kids' Choice Awards. Nikki was with him, says that he killed it. And so due to that, it was a kind of a last-minute thing, apparently. And because of that Nikki and John went away for the Kids' Choice Awards, that she drops Winston off at Mama Bella's house. And Bree finds out about that. She's pretty pissed. So she goes to Mama Bella's house and takes Winston home with her. It's like, why would you, complain about wanting Winston back if you're not even going to hang out with him or not even take care of him and you're just going to leave him? That's the whole reason why I took him in the first place. So anyway, Bree and Brian discuss gifts, what they kind of need. Brian doesn't want their kid to grow up with so many things and feel entitled and kind of get too spoiled, I guess is the perfect word. So they talk about, Brian's reasons for making Brie feel bad about wanting too many things. So JJ and Lauren talk about their marriage. Lauren feels annoyed that everyone else knows about their separation when she didn't know that they knew. But anyway, so JJ talks about, like I said earlier, being forced to go to therapy as a child. And he says, be careful what you wish for. Whatever that means, I have no idea, but that's what he says. So when Brie takes Winston back home with her, Nikki finds this out. She gets really upset that she really misses Winston. And that the whole reason why she wanted Winston in the first place was to fill a void when John Cena wasn't there. And with Cena not living with her currently on a day-to-day basis while he's out busy doing other stuff, Nikki's in Arizona with Brie, not in the same house, but in the same city, whatever, that she feels lonely. And without Winston again, she feels lonely again. So she gets really upset, cries to Mama Bell about it, boo-hoo. Brie doesn't want to interrupt Winston's life by having him go back and forth between the two places. And they got to agree that they got to do what's best for Winston. But Nikki says that it's her only baby, blah, blah, blah. I may not have another baby. This is my baby. Okay, whatever. So I think, I forgot what the final consensus was. I think Brie and Brian end up holding on to Winston. I'm not exactly sure when. Nikki does make it very known that she wants Winston, that she feels lonely without him, especially without John being there. But I forgot what the final consensus was. So they have the baby shower for Brie. Winston does show up with Josie. So I'm pretty sure that Winston stays with Brie and Brian, but I might be mistaken. I forgot. Brian gets her the baby monitor that she wanted, and he admits to being too hard and being too harsh on Brie. And they agree that the baby monitor is a necessity, that, you can't have too many things, but the baby monitor might be a good thing for the baby, whatever. So JJ and Lauren go to therapy, finally. JJ feels that Lauren feels that they need to be best friends and not lovers, that they're best friends and not lovers. Then Lauren admits to feeling ignored by JJ more often than not. So they're kind of going back and forth in this therapy session, trying to smooth things out. I think JJ does say that it helped, if only a little bit, but it's a step in the right direction. So we close out the episode with the big reveal. What is Nikki Bella's next program? Well, it's with John Cena on the road to WrestleMania. She's working with John against The Miz and Maurice. So they kick off the program on Miz TV with Nikki coming to John's aid after Maurice slapped John Cena. She's obviously really excited to be working with John. She's been waiting a long time for it. She's worked 10 hard years for this moment. And now not that they were together for, 10 years, but she finally has like a meaningful WrestleMania program. And it was a damn good program. The match was all right, pretty basic mixed tag team match. But the feud I thought was great in the road to WrestleMania earlier this year. But anyway, that is Season 2, Episode 3 of Total Bellas, Who's Your Mama? We'll talk about Episode 4 next week on the network. Not on the network. It's on the E! Network. So I know there's kind of a bit of a confusion here that it's WWE Network and Chill, but this is the E! Network. It's not on the WWE Network. It's like, I'll be watching the show anyway. I might as well review it. Henceforth, the reviews of Total Bellas going forward. Again, I might go back and review Season 1 at some point. And it's not like they're having must-see program on the network anyway. They've had the Mae Young Classic, which was great, but I did my written reviews of that show. What else was there? They recently had Storytime, I think after Raw, on the Raw Before No Mercy, maybe tonight too, I'm not sure, which was good. I thought the Jonathan Coachman and Mr. McMahon story specifically, I thought was awesome and just hilarious. But that's nothing I can really review, though. They're just kind of short stories, and the episodes are only like 15 minutes long, so it's really nothing I can review. But they are good, I will say that. So when anything else comes along that I feel is must see, must review, that I can review, like a WWE 24 special or Table for 3 or even a ride along that I can talk about, I will talk about it here on WWE Network and Chill. Maybe not interrupt the reviews of Total Bellas. I will finish out the season, but maybe we'll do an additional episode on the weekend or later on in the week or something along those lines. But anyway, guys, I appreciate you checking out the video. Thank you so much. Be sure to like the video, drop a comment, share the video, and subscribe to the channel for daily content. I'll be back next Monday, like I said, with another all-new episode of WWE Network and Chill. And also, don't miss out, episode 200 of Hashtag AskGSM coming your way this Wednesday, September 27th at noon Eastern Time. So it might be a bit later, might be a bit earlier, but it's going to be around that time. Check it out when you can. It's going to be huge, as Donald Trump would say. For better or for worse, that's what he would say. So anyway, guys, have a great rest of your week. I'm Graham GSM Matthews, and I'll catch your ass down the road.